Hey, this is Brenda, and I want to do a quick video about job seekers, which is the topic most of you come and watch my videos for, is to learn how to market to job seekers and what I do to market to job seekers that makes me more effective. This can apply to Project Payday and Power Network. It can apply to DS Domination, anything. It remains the same. Job seekers are job seekers, and they want to be spoken to on their level, and they recognize when you're speaking to them and when you're speaking at them, and they also don't like it when you put the full-on bling in their face. They don't like that. So I have not looked around on Craigslist a lot for the past couple of weeks in the unpaid section. But I'm going to go now and pull up some of the unpaid section and take a little look-see and see if we can get some good best practices things and some oops, don't do that type of things. So, I notice a lot of very conspicuous titles seem to be missing. It immediately looks like Craigslist has cracked down on some of the ridiculous titles that weren't working, like email analyst wanted to analyze emails and stuff like that. All job seekers wish there was something that easy to do where they could just sit at a cubicle and analyze emails, right? We all want to be an email analyzer. So start today, $2,875 a month. Okay. Good manager of time and takes directions, accepts training, follows directions. Very vague, but you know what? Vague is really good. When you're dealing with any kind of work at home type of ad, being vague is better than being too informative for a couple of reasons. One, obviously Craigslist doesn't like it when you're too informative because they will filter you and your ad will get flagged. And two, you want to get people to your landing page, and I have a feeling I know what this is, but let's just take a look anyway. One of the things that you probably want to avoid doing is putting your domain all in uppercase. People will do what you told them to do, except that you're telling them to click on the link below to start, so you might want to just omit that and put just copy and paste. Let's take a look at this. So it's surveys. So ad copy and everything is fine because it's very vague and it's not really leading people to believe that it's something that it's not, and at the same time it's getting people interested. One thing you may want to keep in mind though is that you have an opportunity here to use an image here, and in that image you can say anything you want. You can say, hey, make a few extra dollars working at home. This is a great survey company to work for. Have you thought about doing surveys? Are you ready to start putting extra money into your bank account? Whatever you want to say, you can say it with a GIF. So they're making that available to you, so don't not take advantage of it. First of all, mobile users are going to see the GIF or the JPEG or the PNG file, and they're naturally going to be more attracted to the image. So when you're dealing with mobile users, you want to take advantage of that and put an image in there, as well as an opportunity for people to copy and paste, because some people don't want to copy and paste and some people do. Some people might respond better if you put the image in. So why not do both to capture both audiences? Some people want the image, some people don't care. I've always really had a lot of good fortune using plain text ads without images, but that's that's me. So not a bad ad, but it's not very interesting either. You might want to be more personal with people and say something personal in the title that's a little bit more exciting than start today $2,875 a month. That's really boring and it's pretty played out. So overall, this is an okay ad. If you can get up 100 of these a day, you're probably going to make a lot of money. But if you're posting something like this in a higher traffic area and you say start today, $2,875 a month, it's kind of a red flag. People are going, oh, I've seen that before. Where have I seen that before? Oh, yeah, Project Payday. Oh, yeah, Survey Express. Oh, yeah, Empower Network, DS Domination. So you want to take people off guard. And then once you get them to your landing page, of course, you want to wow them and dazzle them. So not a bad ad at all, but it could be better. And keep in mind that when you're dealing with job seekers are, you know, when job seekers go in to apply for a job, they usually get offered a handshake, or hopefully a handshake. They're called by name. Sometimes they're offered a beverage, even on occasions offered a snack. The point is that the job seeker goes into the interview with at least some hope that because they've been called for an interview and they're having an opportunity to do a face-to-face, that they've got a hope that they are going to get that job. So, but when you're online and you're marketing to people and you're dealing with job seekers, if you're not offering them a cup of coffee or offering them something up front of value, they have less of a reason to follow through. Go to your website, put their email address in, and take a look at what you're doing. If you offer them something up front, they're more likely to oblige you. Because remember, when you were a job seeker and you went and you tried to apply for jobs, it was a pretty good feeling. Let's face it. When somebody shook your hand and gave you the hope that you might be getting that job, gave you a snack, gave you a beverage. Remember? So it's the same thing with people on classified sites. You want to give them something up front. In my case, I give them a whole heck of a lot of training up front so that they can decide whether A, they want to work from home, and B, whether or not I've given them enough up front, and whether they feel comfortable with me. And a lot of times they'll come back to me and they'll go, you know, I saw what you were doing 6 months ago and I'm ready now because I saw the value up front. So if you're not offering people value up front, it's the equivalent of putting out a job ad and having someone come into your office and then just telling that person, all right, sit down, I'm going to see if you're good enough. That's kind of what people feel like. They want to know that there's they want to feel like there's some sort of hope there. So moving right along, and I'll make this as quick as possible. This is just obvious right here. I would imagine that this is probably played out and that you have to have a lot of ads to make this work. I'm not even going to click and look at the link to see what it's about. I don't want to know. That's the point. I don't want to know. People are on to the fact that there are not a lot of jobs out there now where you can make money just placing online ads. They've kind of gotten over it. Let's see what this is all about. There's an image there, which is, well, I was going to say it's good, but alright, so if I were a job seeker and I saw this, the first thing I would think is, and I wouldn't think this out loud in this literal sense, I would probably subconsciously go, why would I want to check that out when that image is blurry? I can barely read it. The $100 bill is talking, which is fine, but you know, you could make this a lot better by making it a lot more appealing. Right now it just looks like water spilled on a piece of paper and blurred everything out. So, you know, you can just put these images in their crisp form into Photoshop, and if you take 20 minutes of your time, you can make them different sizes, and instead of having Craigslist determine what size they're going to be, you can determine what size they're going to be in Photoshop and retain that crispness. That's just yikes. So we are currently looking for individuals. Yeah, you know what? Again, I'm not too inclined to want to go there, and I do have the mentality of a job seeker. I will always be a job seeker at heart. And so, as somebody who's done a lot of business with major job-seeking websites like Monster and Career Builder for various things, and even, of course, Craigslist, I can tell you that the opinion of job seekers coming from the recruiters is that job seekers typically aren't very motivated. And that's just the natural state of the economy today. Job seekers are kind of dazed and they're a little bit discouraged and depressed. So the more you can reach out and put something up that's going to wake them up out of their stupor and get them engaged with what you're doing, the better. This is just like I spilled a cup of coffee on a flyer, and then instead of printing out a new flyer, I went outside and put it up on a telephone pole. I want to look at this and see what this is. Now, just so you guys know, if you're using Wix or something like that, and again, doesn't matter what you're promoting, Wix tends to load really, really slow, so you don't have very long with the job seeker at all to get their attention. You have a precious 10 to 15 seconds at the most to get them to pay attention to you. So use your time wisely, and remember that if you're not loading quickly, you're losing money. Okay, so this is pretty much going to conclude this video for this series. I'll put up another one next week, but just keep in mind that number one, again, when you're dealing with job seekers, you're dealing with people who online, that is, you're dealing with people who don't have the hope of getting a job and having that face-to-face interview. You want to give them hope, and you want to give them an opportunity. You want to give them a reason to go to your site by offering them a cup of coffee up front. Even if you put it in an image and say, welcome, sit down, make yourself at home, go to our website. You could do that in your image, you know, and that would at least be something other than just, hey, look at this blurry, tacky image, and now go to my website and now weed through all of this. You want to incentivize the entire process by giving people, job seekers, value. If you can do that, you're going to make more money. And this concludes this free tips and tricks video. Have a great day.